For now, I'll be back with more from the newsroom at 10 o'clock here on BBC One. Now, though, it's time to join our news teams where you are.
Good evening. A soldier from Manchester has been killed in Afghanistan. Corporal James Oakland from the Royal Military Police died while clearing explosives in Helmand province on Tuesday. His family, who are from New Moston, say they are immensely proud of him. Police investigating the murder of a man in a house fire in Blackburn say they're trying to trace 3 men who were seen nearby. Abdullah Mohammed died in the fire on Wednesday. His wife and 2 children are seriously ill in hospital. Detectives want to speak to the men who were seen getting out of a car at around the time of the incident. An investigation's been launched into how a ferry and a tanker came close to collision on the River Mersey. It happened shortly after yesterday's flypast by the Fleet Air Arm over Liverpool, which had drawn thousands of spectators. A spokesman for Mersey Travel, which operates the ferries, said the pilots of both vessels were highly trained and took the right action. Mountain rescuers in the Lake District say they've seen an increase in call-outs of up to 60%. Today, for the first time, they set up an inspection point where they checked walkers were dressed properly and had the right, potentially life-saving gear with them. I went to meet them at Great Langdale.
I think I've come dressed appropriately for the day. I'm wearing a waterproof jacket with a jumper beneath that. Over my legs, a pair of old jeans, and on my feet, a pair of stout and comfortable shoes. So the question is, what could possibly go wrong?
Cotton does absorb a huge amount of water, and by the end of the day, you'll be carrying a couple of pounds of water around with you. And shoes, probably something a bit more substantial, maybe something waterproof, proper walking boots with a good solid tread on them.
Nick, if I'm going onto the fells today, what should I be taking with me?
Bare minimum, I would say. Rucksack, whistle, head torch, map and compass, food and drink, first aid kit, and most important of all, probably a set of waterproofs, jacket and trousers.
As the weather closed in at Great Langdale, the reasons for the checks became ever more apparent.
If someone chooses to walk past and not engage in a conversation with us, that's fine, that's their choice. If we then find ourselves rescuing them later on, they are going to get a hard time.
Walkers at Stickle Barn applauded the rescue team's efforts.
There are a lot of people who go up on the fells who just haven't got the right gear, and this today, making people aware of what they should have, it's fantastic.
It makes you feel safer because the experts are there, and if you get into difficulties, they can help you.
With the onset of worsening weather, the start of school half-term holidays for many children, and the clocks going back tonight, the rescue team says it's even more important to be prepared for the conditions. Shoppers in Lancaster have been urged to have their say on the future of care for older and disabled people. The Big Care debate is part of a national tour organised by the Department of Health. The findings will be used to shape government policy. On Monday's North West Tonight, we'll be talking to the Care Services Minister. So if you've got any questions about caring for relatives, please email us on nwt@bbc.co.uk. Stockport has been celebrating the 70th anniversary of the opening of the town's air raid shelters. Built at the start of the Second World War, they were popular with families from all over what's now Greater Manchester because they were so safe. Football, and the Liverpool manager Rafa Benitez says a win against Manchester United tomorrow will calm the anger of fans. Supporters groups are planning to stage a protest before tomorrow's match. They blame the club's owners, George Gillett and Tom Hicks, for Liverpool's current poor form.
We have to improve, we have to win, and it's a question of time. I'm sure that winning the first game, everything will change. So this game against United could be the right opportunity for us, because it's a massive game against the rivals, and the fans will be behind the team all the time.
We'll have the weather for you in just a few moments' time, but first a warning about jams on the M6 around Preston this evening. There are delays of up to 2 hours if you're heading north because of an accident and, of course, the heavy holiday traffic. Now, for the weather, here's Eno.
It's been a fairly wet and windy day, and tomorrow we do keep the windy conditions. It's cloudy, but it should be that bit brighter also. As for tonight, we could see winds of up to 60 miles per hour on high ground. Elsewhere, it's breezy and cloudy too, but very mild. Temperatures staying well in double figures overnight. Now, tomorrow morning, the westerly winds will really pick up. It's a cloudy day, but in between, you should get some bright spells, maybe 1 or 2 showers also. But it's mild, with temperatures peaking at heights of around 16 Celsius. Maybe not so warm if you're off to any of these football matches, but the good news is you should get an extra hour in bed if you just remember to turn your clocks back an hour tonight.
And that's it from the news team here in the Northwest for this Saturday evening. I'll be back with more news for the region at around about 10 to 6 tomorrow night. Hope to see you then. Thousands of Liverpool